Thanks, Julie. Thank you, Nick, for this part of the puzzle. And I want you to keep in mind that this is only one piece of the puzzle. When you look back at statements that were incorporated in documents that EPA put out in 2004, 2006, we had a certain amount of data. And we believe it was good data to move forward with the recommended decision. But we also knew that we needed to gather more information. And for the last 4 years, we have been putting together all different types of studies. This one that the Bureau put out, EPA just gave comments to ARCO on our pump test, or it'll be the pump test that'll come out from EPA, the Montana Department of Environmental Quality, and ARCO. So you'll be able to take a look at that document and compare it to this document. What I can tell you is, at times in our technical meetings, there might be 30 people. And I don't know if you've ever worked with hydrologists, geohydrologists, or geologists, but if I put a rock on the table, to me it might be just a rock. I would get 25 other answers on that rock. And so we wanted to get, EPA wanted to get and at the ARCO wanted to get the best people at the table. So let me just tell you that. So since last September, we've been having these technical meetings every Wednesday. They include ARCO and all their consultants, EPA and their consultants, DEQ, PACNE, and the Bureau. And we, the EPA, wanted the finest people and the people that knew the best to help us come up with, first of all, what tests did we have to run to come up with the answer, how to conduct those, that we could all work together out in the field to do that, and then come up with some decisions. And I'd like to say that I believe we're moving forward in that way. As I said, this is only one piece of the puzzle. We're working on the fingerprint study, we're working on the tracer study. All of these pieces of the puzzle will come together in our conceptual site model. And from there, we can make a decision. If you just look at this piece of data, yes, you want to pull stuff that we said in 2006, it's not correct. And we know it today based on doing these studies. We didn't want to live in a vacuum. But what I can also tell you is we are not going to be able to define the aquifer there inch by inch. That is impossible. So what we're going to have to do is to take all of these studies and, based on the weight of evidence, make a decision on what we're doing. A couple of things that we also found out as we were moving forward with these studies is we had a seep into Silverbow Creek at the Butte Reduction Works. This fall, we're moving forward to address that seep. We also know we have contaminated sediment in the canyon on Silverbow Creek. We're going to remove those. We're going to remove culverts that we put in the stream. We are doing removal just west of Montana Street at the confluence of Blacktail and MSD. That work is starting October 15th. We have to remove that contamination. At that point, we'll continue our monitoring of Silverbow Creek, and that'll help us decide, do we actually have groundwater surfacing in Silverbow Creek? Because right now we can't tell you that. At base flow, we're meeting water quality standards most of the time. The big question is the groundwater associated with MSD, the paratailings, that whole underground system, is that gonna reach Silverbow Creek? Well, we have to do it in an orderly fashion. And that's what we're doing. And so what I can tell you is, even though we don't have a consent decree, we have like 12 projects kicking off to continue to address contamination. Plus, we have groundwater and surface water monitoring going on a monthly basis. What we do know now is that the water from the groundwater to aquifer, we believe we are collecting at LAO, and we are treating and discharging, meeting state water quality standards. So I asked you, as we move forward here, I appreciate Nick's work, but it's only a piece of the puzzle. Let us get the whole report out. Let's look at everything we have. Let's look at the scientific information. No, he said, she said, let's look at it. I've spent my whole career in Butte, 27 years. I love Butte, I was born and raised here. I'm not going anywhere. My mission is to protect human health and the environment because I work for the EPA. And I can assure you that is what thank you.
Thanks, sir. We'll now have comments from ARCO.
Thank you. I'm Trey Harbert. I'm the Operations Project Manager here for the new Priority Soil site. I've been here about 3.5 years. Prior to that, I was over at Anaconda. Again, I would thank you guys for putting this data together, and as most of you know, I like to work collaboratively, and I'm the one that personally invited all you guys to participate in these technical sessions on Wednesday, and would like to offer an invitation to come back and continue that in spite of what I said the other night at CTEC, which I apologize for. What I've asked Mike Bordoon to do tonight is, he's the guy that actually conducted the study for us. Seeing how we submitted the copy to EPA, we've got comments back from EPA. I asked Mike to put a couple of slides together to show a little bit more than what NVMG showed, and because we're not in disagreement with them on the hydraulic conductivity numbers, we actually worked as a team with EPA and NVMG to come up with those numbers in agreement. And Mike's going to explain that a little bit. But I also asked him to put together a little bit about how effective the MSD system has been, and what the pump test showed about how effective that MSD system is operating. We're currently collecting about 550 gallons a minute. We're taking it down and treating it in the lower LAO. And we've been up this high this summer because it's been wet. We've been up over almost 700 gallons a minute. So we think the system is effectively collecting not only the water from the paired tailings, which is about 100 gallons a minute of that 500 to 600 gallons a minute. We think it's effectively collecting that. And also I've asked you to put together the data over the last 10 years to show dramatically how much the water quality in Silverbow Creek is improved since Missoula Gulch collection ponds, catch basins went in, and also since the MSD went in about 5 years ago. So, did you work it out with Nick on the slides, or?
Would you guys rather stand here or
right there?
Okay.
It'll be pretty short. If he gets going long, I'll cut him off. He's one of those hydrologists that have a different view of things.
That's right. What is that rock? All right. As Trey said, my name is Mike Bordoon. I'm with Pioneer Technical Services. We're a consultant to ARCO. We're the lead company in putting together the pumping test, but by no means do we do it all. EPA and DEQ provided oversight, and BMG provided quite a bit in the way of support. Definitely thank them for that. There's good information from this test. I just wanted to provide a few considerations in viewing this report. As Sarah said, this is one part of the puzzle that we're trying to put together in assessing the priority soils. And assessing the remedy that is in place and if it's an effective remedy. This specific information looks at the rate of groundwater flowing through the aquifer and is the conveyor belt, so to speak, of constituents of concern. So it doesn't really address the rate of contamination transport. That's another chapter. What's that? Oh. All right. The one key to the so the objectives of what I'm going to talk about tonight. I just wanted to compare two reports that are coming out. Your report did a good job of looking at the hydraulic aspect of the aquifer, estimating hydraulic times. As Ed alluded to earlier, we work together in evaluating this data, and it shows in our reports. I think our numbers are very similar. So it's definitely information that we're going forward with, and we'll go into the overall conceptual site model. I wanted to touch a little bit on the additional evaluation that's provided in the Atlantic Greenfield report, which we just got agency comments on today. And then look at how these reports fit into the larger holistic picture of new priority soils and everything that is going on to address this situation.